Morning, friends. Thank you for joining me for morning tea again. It's been a while. I wanted to make an announcement and then share something that I think is pretty important. So, the announcement is that I am starting yet again another fun little YouTube channel. This is just a fun project for me. I'm calling it Vitality Over 50, and it's focusing on another love of mine, which is fitness, attitude, community, health, diet, how to live long and prosper, if you will. In the title, you can see it's for people that are 50 and over, but really it's for any of us. Because if you want to live a vital life, ideally that starts in our childhood or our teens. I'll leave a link and we'd love to have you join me there. When I talk about childhood or teens, that brings up something difficult that's happened in our life lately. And it ties in with the horses that I talked about last time. Mirabelle and I talking to you about bringing the horses into our lives. And you'll see the tie-in here. So I want to protect the privacy of the people involved. So I'm just going to say that someone close to us, there was a death. And this death was of a young person and a child. Obviously super, super difficult for everybody involved. But it's also helped me to see in my own processing of this experience and in talking with some people around me that it can be really, really rough. I mean, it's always been rough to be a kid. It's always been rough to be a parent. But in today's world, there's some special challenges we meet. And I talk about these all the time on this channel. The extreme power of tech to influence our lives, for example. To me, this is a moment to say it's more important than ever, if you have children, to develop a healthy relationship with technology. And for parents, it's often just, well, when do I give a child a phone? That's not what it's about. It's about helping them to develop a really positive relationship with that technology. I'll tell you how we do it in our family. And that will segue into the main message here. When the girls first started, because now they have a phone. It doesn't have a phone on it or texting capability or anything, but they can get onto social media, which they use because Mirabelle has a business, right? And she sells her hobby horses, and then she's active on Instagram to talk to other hobby horsers and be involved in that community. There's obvious dangers as soon as a child gets into social media. And as parents, we often think we just need to talk to our children. We humans are such talky creatures. Now, when the horses come, you're going to see that there's interactions going on that are beyond language. Because talking, even though we humans put so much emphasis on it, it is such a limited, I'm going to say a weak method of communication. It has its place, for sure. And we talk to the girls. We say, okay, we're going to put this phone into your hands. This is basically like a drug, like heroin. And we're giving you this drug. It's clear that we use this drug. I'm using it right now. All of us are, right? Here we are on our devices, engaging in this video. We're using this drug. Almost everybody around us, except for a very select few, are going to be using this drug. We must use it with wisdom. But it's not enough to just talk to your child. We have to model. Children are mimics. In the same way, you're going to see us communicating with the horses without language. in this deeper way, the real communication that happens with our children is not through our words. It's through our actions. They look at us, they see the relationships we have with technology, they see the relationships we have with other people, with our husband or wife. They model that. They mimic that. It may not be in outward ways that we can easily see, but inside, they're seeing the way things are in their world. Technology, of course, then opens up a child to all kinds of other examples that they can start to mimic and model. So in our family, we talk about it initially, but then there's an ongoing interaction with the technology. And it might look something like this. I come down and I say at breakfast, guys, yesterday I was supposed to be doing my stuff on the computer, my editing, and I kind of got sucked into some stuff on YouTube. And here's what I looked at. And it was junk. Why did I do that? And Mirabelle might say, yeah, I was on Instagram doing this, and then I got sucked into this a little bit. And now we're a team together. We're seeing that we are both having the same struggle, and we come up with solutions together to model that. This is not about the adult trying to pretend that they are the bastion of wisdom and say, child, you will do this. Because usually when we do that, we're guilty of the very thing that we're telling our children not to do. And this happens in so many ways, that the adult is telling the child the way they should live while they live another way. Well, guess what? The child is not going to see our words or hear our words and mimic that. They're going to see our actions and mimic that. We're lucky enough to have Rebecca in our life who has just a pristine relationship with technology. She never gets sucked into it. She can always serve as a really good model for us. And the rest of us can model for each other our struggles with it and overcoming those struggles through watching Rebecca's example and through coming up with solutions together. So in light of this tragedy that's come into our lives, I want to reach out to all parents or people who may be parents at some point and say, don't preach to your children. Be what you want your children to be. When you look at your life, not just you, it has to be the family, right? It's the choices you make. So in your choices with technology, in the choices with whom you interact with, in the choices of the people in your life, your husband, your wife, these are vital choices. And then we model for our children. Yes, we keep talking to them, but we model. That is the most important method of communication for children. And you can do this in the rest of your life. Because at work, you're modeling for your coworkers, your friends, you're modeling all the time. Being the best person we can be and doing our best to make the best decisions we can. This is not just healthy for us. This is, I'm going to say, our responsibility to our fellow human beings, to the world. We're given this amazing gift of life. How precious it is. So, my friends, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for enjoying the nature with me out here, loving all these sounds of much of the migrants coming through in droves lately here in Wisconsin, singing their songs and filling up the trees and the bird feeders on their journey south. And check out my new channel. Please join me there. And yeah, kind of having fun with those videos. And I want to say that I'm grateful for you. Thanks for being part of my family's life. And love to you all.